Hello guys, welcome to this video, to this tutorial with the Boeing 737-800 from ZIBO for X-Plane 11. In this tutorial I show you how to prepare 100% full flight, okay, how to prepare the aircraft from column dark position, how to do the FMC procedures to have a full flight. So as you can see, we are on Palma de Mallorca, the stand 104, and we have a flight to Malaga. The plane is now in column dark. So first of all, to have electricity in the plane, you need to put on the battery that is located at the overhead panel below this screen and the switches. So put on the switch and you have 24 volts, okay, providing from the battery. So now you have the basic electricity into the plane, but this is not enough to supply all the systems. So when you have this, turn to the left the view to the to this tablet, okay, and now you need to load the aircraft with the fuel, the weight, and do the balance. Okay, so in this tablet you have the a couple of options to select, but now we need to select the fuel, weight, and balance option. So click on that, then click on payload, okay, and here you have the page of the fuel. Okay, so first of all, you need to be secure 100%. You have this option correct because the layout passengers are limited to 160. So you need to put in 180, because if you have more than 160 passengers, you cannot load. You cannot load the aircraft, okay, because you are you are overtaking this number. So put on 180 and return to the page 1 to load the fuel you need for the flight. Okay, now click on the green numbers, okay, and put the value you need for the fuel. In this case I need 6,825 kilograms of fuel for this flight, okay. And when you put the value, you need to put you need to call to the fuel truck, okay, to fill the tanks, okay, or refuel the airplane. So in this case, my difference between the fuel I have initially and the fuel I need for the flight, it's very low. It's a very little difference. So the truck goes very quickly to put my fuel, okay, into the plane. So that is the reason you have a very high difference. It takes a couple of minutes to put all the fuel into the plane. I think 2-3 minutes, between 2 and 5 minutes. Okay, so that's it. So let's go to the next page. In the next page you have the payload of the passengers and cargo. Okay, so in this case I have 163 passengers for this flight. So if you go to payload total, click, then in this blue button click 2 times, okay, to put the passengers, okay. Delayed random, clicking on this button, okay, and then only put the P of passengers and put your passengers, in this case 163, and click on enter, and that's it. You have the total payload from the passengers. So you only you need to put the cargo. So in this case I have 3,000 kilograms of cargo, so I divide in 2 parts. In the forward cargo I put 1,500, and the after cargo I put 1,500, okay. and in total I have 3000. That's it. Okay, when you have this, you have the airplane fully loaded. Okay, fully loaded. So you need to come back to the main menu. Okay, and now you need to supply with the ground power, with external power to the aircraft, because the aircraft is not fully supplied with energy. So to supply the others electronical devices of the plane, you need to put the GPU. Okay, so click on that, connect the GPU, and then go to the overhead panel, and you can see you have the ground power is available. Okay, so from the battery, if you come down, you have the ground power here. So click on, and then you have the fully supplied, you have the aircraft fully supplied. Okay, so as you can see with this selector, you can select the ground power, and here you have the volts providing from the ground power. It's 130 volts. Okay, plus the volts from the battery. So the next step is to put on all the fuel pumps. The fuel pumps, the center fuel pumps, you don't need put on if you don't have fuel in the center tank. So if you go to the FEs, you can see the engine parameters and the fuel tanks, and if you can see the center tank, it's empty. Okay, you only have fuel in the wind tanks, so you only need to put on the wind tanks. Okay, let's see the 4 coming on. Okay, then go to the middle of the panel, emergency lights. Okay, so R, click on the black button and put on the no smoking signs. Okay, from this position goes up, follow the mouse, click on all the window heat to start heating the windows of the cabin, and the prop heat coming on too. Okay, then the electrical hydraulic pumps coming on. In this case, you only have available electrical hydraulic pumps, because you have the electricity providing from ground power, but the engine hydraulic pumps are not available because the engines are off. So when you have the engines on, these engine hydraulic pumps initially are available. Okay, so for the moment it's not available. So go to the right of the panel, and near of the window heat you have the trimmer. You need to put on this, and then the panel you have below is the air conditioning panel. So if you want, you can put on the air conditioning during your boarding. Okay, so put the packs on auto, insulation variable auto, and the APU bleed is not needed now because you don't have on the APU. You have the ground power but not the APU. The APU is only on before the engine started. Okay, so for the moment it's not needed. Now here you need to put the flight level altitude. In this case is flight level 390. Okay, so put 39,000. Okay, and the landing altitude, it depends on the aircraft you go. So the landing altitude in Malaga is an airport are at the sea level, so I only need to put 100. Okay, so then below you need to put the navigation lights on to indicate or advise to the people are on the ground or to the tower, the cabin crew, it's working inside the plane. So put the position lights on. Okay, so when you have this, we return to the cockpit, and then we continue to the IRS. Okay, so go to the rear of the panel, and here you have the IRS. You need to put on nav position wait for the white light that indicates the IRS is aligned. Okay, so now you can go to the FMC and start to put on all the data you need for the flight. Okay, so let's go. I say again, you need a plan with the road. Okay, so that's easy. So to put all the data, you need first put your initial position you are. Okay, so click on FMC button, then pause init, that means initial position, click on that. Okay, and then in reference airport you need to put the ECAO of the airport you are. In this case, Palma de Mallorca have the ECAO of Lima Echo Papa Alpha, so click on that. Then you have the coordinates of the GPS, so copy that numbers, clicking on here. When you have copied that, paste here, okay, and the IRS starts a line. Okay, it will be 10 minutes approximately. Okay, so then click on route, and automatically the plane over the FMC puts the ECAO departure, so you only need to paste in here. Okay, so put Lima Echo Papa Alpha, that's it. Okay, and then put the ECAO of destination, Lima Echo My Golf in this case. Then click on Perf Init, and this page is the page on you need to put all the gross weight, the fuel you need to burn for the travel, the reserves. It's very simple. For the gross weight, only do one click here and the plane automatically put the weights. Okay, in the plan fuel, okay, you have totally 6,800 kilograms, but you don't need all the fuel for this travel. Okay, so in your plan, okay, you have the total fuel you need only for the travel. So you need to search very carefully this, because it's very important. So in this case I need only 3.2, that means 3,200 kilograms. Okay, only for the travel. The rest of the fuel are reserves. Okay, so the zero fuel weight is the same, is automatically, okay, the reserves. Okay, that I means now. So the rest of the fuel is the reserves. So I'm calculating now. So I think is 3,600. Okay, I mean yeah, 3.6. Wait a minute. Yeah, 3.6. Okay. Yeah. So put this value here in reserves. Now the cost index. Okay, it depends of the company you are flying. In this case, we are flying with Ryanair, virtual Ryanair, sorry. And in virtual Ryanair, the cost index are 6. So put 6. Okay, and then you need to put the trip price altitude. In this case, it's flight level 390. Okay, so write 390 and put here. So when you put the crash altitude, you have the option to put the crash wind, AC deviation, the temperature, but I think it's not needed, because in this tutorial I'm showing you the basic things to do the FMC. I always put this data here, but I think for the moment it's not important this, because I'm showing you the basic. So when you have this, put the transition altitude, it's below here, in this case is 6,000 feet, and execute. Okay, click on execute, and now we have the possibility to do the road. Okay, so in the buttons you have the FMC, you need to click in departure arrival button. There is this button to put the departure and arrival. So you need to put now the departure. Okay, from Lima Echo Papa Alpha, to click on departure, In this case we have the win to depart from runway 24 right, so click on the runway, and when you click on the runway you have all the departures for this runway. In this case I need to use Bubber to alpha departure. This is the first departure. If you need to search the departures with the buttons you have below previous and next page, you can move the page. Okay, so when you have selected the departure on the runway, okay, you need to click on road, okay, and you go to this page. Now click on next page, after and here you put all the rest of the points. Okay, so after Rubber I have the airway uniform Mike 603. So the airways normally goes in this side and the points goes in this side. So after Rubber I have the airway uniform Mike 603, so I put here. Okay, after that we continue to the point Alpha Lima Tango. Okay, so put on the right side, that's it, and and after Lima Tango we have this airway uniform uniform November 851, so put below this airway, and the last point is Rolas, that is the standard arrival to Malaga. Okay, so you need to put all the points including the standard arrival to the destination airport. Okay, so when you have all the points here, you can now put the arrival. Okay, so click again on departure arrivals button on Lima Echo Mike Golf arrivals. Click, select the runway. Okay, in this case we have runway 31 with the ILS Zulu, so click on that, and then you have all the standard arrivals for this runway. In this case I have Rolas 1 Zulu arrival, so clicking on these buttons you have here previous page and next page, you can move all the page to search your standard arrivals. Okay, so in this case I have Rolas 1 Zulu arrival, click on that, click on route and activate the route and execute. That's it. Okay, so when you have this, now you need to put okay, one thing. Now if you can see in the EFIS or flight primary display, you have the route drone here. Okay, so it's because the IRS is already aligned and you have the road here. So when you have the road here, it's a good signal because the plane is ready to go to the destination. Okay, with automatic pilot. So in this button you have the zoom you need, more zoom or less zoom. So but for the moment it's not important. Let's continue with the FMC. Now click on takeoff now to put all the data for the takeoff. Okay, click on that, and you need to put the flaps you need. In this case we need 5 degrees of flap. Okay, for the takeoff it depends of the runway length or the weight you have. So in this case 5 degrees. Click on center of gravity and automatically you have the trim you need for the takeoff, 5.75. okay, so if you want you can put manually this value of center of gravity, going to the tablet, weight and balance, payload, and in tow center of gravity you have the value 1800.8. so sorry, 18.800%. sorry about this error. So when you have this, you have all the velocities, B1, rotate, and B2. So it's very simple, one click, and one click, and you have all the speeds. Okay, so when you have this, then you can go to index, performance, click on N1 limit. Okay, then in this page you have the the configuration for the engines to the takeoff. It's not needed to put anything here because you can derate the power of the aircraft, of the engines, sorry, but the plane automatically search the good derate to protect the engines. Okay, so 19.2 100% is good. So in this case it's not need to put anything here. So in this case, at this point, sorry, you have the FMC fully done it. Okay, so click on legs, okay, and you have all the points here about the road, and with the buttons next page and preview page you can see all the points in the road. Okay, so that's it. So the FMC is already done, and we need to do all the rest of the procedures to test all the warning systems and then start the engines. So then in this FMC, okay, now when you have the speeds, you need to put the speeds in the automatic pilot. So in the second FMC of the first officer, you need to click in it ref N1 limit takeoff, and then you need to put the B2 is 147 in the automatic pilot panel. Okay, so put 147 here, then put the runway heading, in this case is 238, okay, 238, and the altitude. If you're not flying online, you can put directly the flight altitude you want. Okay, in this case I put 3900, so I don't fly online in this case because it's a video tutorial and I don't need to fly online at the moment. So put on the flight directors, okay, and then we need to do all the rest of the procedures. So in these lights, that is the landing lights and taxi lights, you have the APU, so you need to put on the APU. So one click, put on, and then hold 3 seconds, okay, and then look to the AGT, okay. It's coming up, so it takes 1 minute approximately, so you must to be patient. Okay, so wait to the APU is available. When you have the APU available, you have a blue light here, so wait. Now you have the APU available, so you need to click the generators on, okay, to have this power available. So now click on, okay, and now you have the APU working. So now you have the APU on, and you need to put the APU bleed. Okay, so put the APU bleed on. It's located on the air conditioning panel. Okay, and that's it. Now you need to put off the ground power because you are working with APU now. So go to the tablet, ground services, and click on GPU disconnect. Okay, and you disconnect the GPU because it's not needed for now. Okay, now you need to put on the yaw damper. Okay, so you can do now or you can do after, but it's normally do it now. So put on the yaw damper, okay, and then we continue with the warning systems. Okay, so first thing is to test the ground proximity system. It's located near the FMC of the first officer. So if you look the FMC at the right, you have a black button, so click on that and you have the test of the ground proximity system. So I kit the sound of the X-plane, because I think it's very important the explanation I'm doing about the procedures, and the sound of the plane I think is not important, because if I put the sound, my voice is not has not a very good sound. So then you can put in this switch light test, okay, and check all the lights are working. Then go to the throttle panel, okay, and this button is to test the engine fire advice of the engine and the APU. So click to the right, check the lights and the sound is good. Then go to the right of the red buttons, okay, and check these lights, 2 and 1, okay. There is extinguisher lights, okay. So click on this test button to check the sound and the lights, and that's it. The fire test is done, okay. So now you need to go to the overhead panel, from the trimmer, go to the rear, and you have the stall warning system to test, and the overspeed warning, okay, to test. So first of all, number 1, overspeed, check the sound, and then the stall warning test, okay. So when you do this, you need to hear the sound, but in this case I quit the sound of X-plane, so that is the reason you didn't hear the simulator, okay. So then go to the near of the IRS and click on test of the slats lights. So that's it. Now we are ready for go to start the engine. So first of all, near the navigation lights, put on the anti-collision lights, that is the beacon light. Put off the packs to put off the air conditioning, okay. Put on the seatbelt signs, sorry, and then go to the engine start switches, okay. So we start in the number 2 first. You need to put this switch to the ground, to the left position, so click, and then go to the engine parameters screen, okay. So there is the FIS. Look at the N2. When you have this value reaching 1800%, you need to go to the fuel valves of the plane and put to the idle position, so it's coming up, and then you check the engine parameters, okay. So now when you have this on the idle position, okay, check the parameters of the engine and you can see it's coming up. So be careful with the AGT, because the AGT have a limit, so you need to check all the parameters. When this switch automatically goes to auto, the engine has a good start. So repeat the proceed with the number 1, put the ground switch, the start switch to ground, look to the N2 reaching to the same value, 1800%, and when you have this, put the fuel valve to idle position, okay, and check the parameters of the engine. Now the RPM, and be careful with this. You have red line, that is the limit of the AGT, so it's all the parameters are important, so wait for the switch goes automatically to auto and you have the 2 engines with good start. Now the engines are working, so you need to put the generators. Okay, so generator 1 on, generator 2 on, and now you have the APU available, but it's not usable because you are working with engines electricity. So you need to put off the APU. Okay, so put off APU, and then go to the air conditioning panel, put off the APU bleed, there is this button, and put on the air conditioning packs to have air conditioning in all the plane. So that's it. Now the plane, it's already started, as you can see, with all the procedures to it. Only you need to put the flaps and automatic brake system. Okay, so this switch you can put to the rejected takeoff, and then the flaps to 5. Okay, so this switch, if you look, are on the RTO, that is the rejected takeoff, and then there is the flap indicator. So put the flaps to 5, and when you have the green light below the indicator, you are ready to go. So that is the full tutorial. I hope you enjoy this tutorial. It's very simple to do if you follow all the steps. So thank you very much for watching, and have a good day. See you next time.